For a great cup of joe, there's one thing you should know. Your morning brew can also be playful. Buff Boy Brewing guys make the temperature rise. And you surely feel naughty when you swallow our coffee. If you want some real heat, give your mouth a fine treat. You will want some more, rest assured. Buff Boy Brewing, you can't get enough of.
It's time for The Scribble, your weekly fix of celebrity chats, bizarre stories in the news, and basic random chatter with best-selling author and syndicated radio host Jeremy Bradley. Make sure your seat is in the upright and locked position and your barf bag is securely in place. Here's Jeremy Bradley.
Yes, thank you very much, Larson. Jeremy Bradley here, live from Indianapolis, Indiana. This week, our radio shows Top of the Charts and The Open Road are broadcasting live from Indy. That's what it's called here by the locals. And so we're going to play some of those segments for you here on the podcast this week. We're packaging it all up in 30 minutes, and you're going to hear that this week and next. So what do we have coming at you this week? Well, we're going to check out the Motor Speedway. You can't visit Indianapolis and not check out the home of the Indy 500. And we're going to check out the museum as well. And then we're going to the Children's Museum. It is the largest in the world, they tell me, and so we had a good time being kids again and running through, and so that's going to be what's coming up on the podcast for you today. Jam-packed show this week and next. Next week we're going to the city market and check out the catacombs underneath the city. That is really awesome and kind of spooky at the same time. We're also going to go to the zoo. I'm going to paint with some penguins. It's pretty wild. Painting with penguins, and the Medical History Museum. The Indiana Medical History Museum is there. What's there? We'll have to find out next week. And also we're going to wrap things up with a nice relaxing gondola ride down the canal. Seriously, there's a canal that runs through the city. I'm told a lot of people don't even realize that live there. So we're going to take a gondola ride and have a song by one of the gondoliers. All right, so these are all prepackaged segments on the podcast for you. So let's hear how our Indianapolis Week 1 adventure played out on the radio.
Who are the Kardashians feuding with now? What did that little thug Justin Bieber do this time? Who's getting hitched? And who's headed for Splitsville? Hear the latest celebrity news and gossip every day on Entertainment Wrap-Up. The good, the bad, the ugly, but mostly the ridiculously hilarious. It's all recapped in this daily segment at entertainmentwrapup.com. Have a laugh at the expense of the rich and famous when they take themselves way too seriously. It's 3 minutes of time-wasting fun at entertainmentwrapup.com. Check out Entertainment Wrap-Up at entertainmentwrapup.com. Brought to you by Speak Free Books.
Jeremy Bradley here once again live from Indianapolis at an incredible arena stadium. I'm sitting on the bricks right now, and I hear at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway that this is a great place to just chill out for the afternoon. So I'm just going to set up shop here.
Excuse me, sir. Are you supposed to be here?
Hello. Hi. Yes, we're actually we're live on the radio right now. Hi. Sorry.
Are you a race car driver? Have you won anything?
Well, I won Best Male Performer in my junior high performance of Oklahoma.
Oh, well, I mean, that's something.
Okay, sorry, wait a second. So we're Jeremy Bradley here, live from Indianapolis at indy.jbhunter.com. Who are you, sir? I'm sorry, I'm getting in trouble.
I am Alex Dameron. I work at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Oh, okay, Alex, yes. I've heard there's some really great things to do here because there's races. We just missed the Indy 500 back in May. You had another big race in July, the 400. And this place is huge, though, and upwards of, 300,000 people come to the big races?
Absolutely. We have the largest single-day sporting event on the planet at the largest sporting facility on the planet. So Indy 500 race day, we see a massive crowd coming here to see an amazing race, to experience great music, and to have a lot of fun. It's really one of America's finest Memorial Day weekend sporting traditions, and something very special to a lot of people.
Well, I've been having fun here. I was just in the museum with Donald, and as I said, we're sitting here. I'm sitting on the bricks, and I was just kissing it. Now, there's a tradition here. If anybody's not necessarily a race fan, tell us about that tradition.
Yeah, absolutely, and clearly, I think what your listeners can see is that my job is to patrol the yard of bricks, and please continue to step back, sir.
He's got me handcuffed, you guys. I'm serious.
But yeah, rough justice here in America. But yeah, so kissing the yard of bricks is a tradition when you win a race here. So originally, the track really has run the Indy 500 since 1911. Originally, was entirely brick. And eventually, as speeds increased, and for safety reasons, we paved over. We left a strip of bricks here, which has kind of become an iconic symbol of racing in the United States of America, and it's a big deal here when you win a race to come down and kiss the yard of brick.
As we're sitting here in the middle of a road, there's actually a bus coming towards us, so we should probably move. But I guess people can do tours, right? That's what this bus is?
People can do tours. We are really if you're a motorsport enthusiast or frankly a fan of cars and want to learn about innovation in the car industry, this is a great place to visit. We have a museum on site. You can take pictures in front of our pagoda, visit the Yard of Bricks, take a lap around the track in one of our museum vehicles. So a lot of fun to be had here. And there's a bus coming at us, so I'm going to move, man.
Yeah.
It's totally your call.
Well, actually, I see that you've got a nice little car here. Can we take a spin? Can we take a spin around the track?
100%. We can take a spin around the track.
Okay, all right. And get me a glass of milk if you don't mind.
Working on that. Hey, Morgan, you got the milk?
Yes, we're going to get some milk. Again, we can check out the highlights at People are taking pictures of me right now. Hi, everybody. Indy.jbonair.com. You can see those pictures and the selfies that we've done here. Indy.jbonair.com.
Ever had something to get off your chest but never had the balls to say it? That's a load of crap. Speak Free with JB.com is exactly what you've been waiting for. Your chance to tell it like it is and not care what anybody else thinks. Have your say on issues of the day. Join newspaper and radio columnist Jeremy Bradley as he tells it like it is. Hundreds of thousands of people have stopped by, including some well-known celebrities who have had a chat with JB and speak candidly about what's really going on in the world. You can join them too. Have a rant or a rave. Be brave and head on over to www.speakfreewithjb.com now.
Jeremy Bradley here, once again live in Indianapolis, Indiana, and our Indy Adventure is brought to you by ShopErnie.com. Everyone loves a golden retriever puppy. Ernie and his dog-mestic partner, Basil, have the perfect greeting card for your next occasion. Whether they are formal in their tuxedos, wearing their Christmas antlers, or just giving you those sad puppy dog eyes, your message will make people smile. Check out the collection of greeting cards at ShopErnie.com. That's ShopErnie.com. Well, I couldn't visit Indianapolis without checking out the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and I'm here at the museum with Donald Davidson, who you're quite the expert about everything in this place, I hear.
Oh, how do you want me to comment on that? Whatever you say.
Right now we're sitting outside the exhibit for A.J. Foyt. Behind us, there's, maybe 20, 25, 30 cars?
Yes. Yeah, what we're looking at is the museum has a very diversified collection, and I think it surprises some people, the scope of it. And at various times, there's passenger cars, early-day passenger cars, because the city of Indianapolis was an industrial city and one of the leaders of the automobile industry in the early part of the 1900s. But at the moment, I don't know that there's any passenger cars on. They keep changing it, so I have to run around and see what's different. But the greater part, or at least half of the main floor, is an exhibit to honor A.J. Foyt, this being his 60th consecutive year as an entrant at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, either as a driver or a car owner or both. And there's about 30 vehicles that Foyt drove, and it's not just Indianapolis 500 cars, but there's midget cars and sprint sports cars, some stock cars. There's he won the Daytona 500 in 1972. And they don't have his winner here, but they have a car that it was very similar. His teammate, David Pearson, drove. And then behind us, where we're sitting right in the middle at the moment, are about 30 vehicles. And I'd have to look and see. I think everything down there is a winner. There might be some non-winners, but they're winning cars going all the way back to 1911.
I was going to say, some of them look pretty old.
Yeah, the 1911 and the 1912 winner are both on display, and they're both real. They're original, they're not mock-ups. They're the original body and original engine, and probably 95% original on both, and they're on display. And then there's the Borg Warner Trophy. That's a massive thing with a bas-relief sculpture on the sides of everybody that's ever won the race, and that weighs about 110 pounds. It goes back to 1936. We have that. And then around in the walls, there's cases with a lot of memorabilia, uniforms and helmets and odds and ends that a lot of them were donated by drivers or by their families. And then we have another section in the back which was more of a general mix, and there's some early Formula One cars back there. And I'm not sure if there's any passenger cars, but in the collection there are a number of 20s and 30s, just magnificent limousines.
So if you can take one for a spin around the track today, which would be your favorite? Which one would you want?
Oh, I don't know. There's a number of race cars here that I like, and many. They're not all runners, but many of them are. I know probably the 1957-58 winner is the one I would take home, but I don't think I would ever try to drive it.
What we're going to do is we're going to get back to the music here on our show. When we come back, though, I'm going to ask you about what else people can do here, because really you can spend an entire day at the track. So, again, we've got all of the highlights at indy.jbonair.com. More from Indianapolis right after this.
It's never too early to start thinking about your next holiday. Have you checked out Mexico recently? From tequila tasting, swimming with horses, to ziplining through the jungle and watching whales and dolphins in their natural habitat, Puerto Vallarta has it all. Visit mexico.jbonair.com to see all the fun PV has to offer. That's at mexico.jbonair.com for hundreds of photos, interviews, and videos from around the tourist hotspot. Check out mexico.jbonair.com for all the fun. That's mexico.jbonair.com.
Jeremy Bradley once again joining you from Indianapolis, Indiana. All the fun is at indy.jbonair.com, and our adventure is brought to you by ShopErnie.com. Everyone loves a golden retriever puppy. Ernie and his dog-mestic partner, Basil, have the perfect greeting card for your next occasion. Whether they are formal in their tuxedos, wearing their Christmas antlers, or just giving you those sad puppy dog eyes, your message will make people smile. Check out the collection of greeting cards at ShopErnie.com. That's ShopErnie.com. I'm at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway with Donald Davidson. I got to tell you, my dogs would probably have a hell of a time in those cars with their head out the window.
Oh, well, yes. As far as what you can do here, I mean, there's a couple of things where I don't think the dogs would even be allowed to do, but. Anyway,
you've got connections. You can make it happen for us.
Well, wait till I tell you what some of them are.
Okay.
There's the museum. Actually, it's really fascinating that people come from all over the world. And the museum itself is open every day of the year except for Thanksgiving Day and Christmas Day. And so you can come here, on October the 13th or February the 3rd, and not only will there be people in here, if you look at the guest register, it's unbelievable how many foreign countries are represented here. And if you turn the pages, I mean, when we're done here, you can just spot check, and you can just turn to a page and you'll see Sweden, Australia, Japan, it's just every country's represented. It's just phenomenal.
Well, I think a big part of that, too, from what I understand, is that racers come from all over, too, right? Mm-hmm. So maybe it's their following or fans of theirs.
You just don't know. I mean, that would be fascinating if there was a way that if you had the time to stop everybody and say, why did you come here? Because some people, coach parties come here because the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, it's sort of like the Roman Colosseum or it's just like it's a destination. So you can have a little bit of everything. I'm sure there are a number of people that come here they've heard of the track, but maybe they couldn't name a single driver, or maybe they know a Formula One driver, or somebody may say, "Hey, I grew up in Podunk, Maine, and there was a driver. Oh, yes, that was so-and-so. He ran in 1952.
Right. And people do come from everywhere. Like hundreds of thousands of people come to the Indy 500 and also different races throughout the year. There's a 400, there's 500, right?
Yes, there's several events. In fact, they just added last year the Red Bull Air races, which is just a completely different event. But the Indianapolis 500 remains the big one, and that's now being run 101 times. But as far as other things that you can do here, just other than just go around the museum and look at the exhibits.
Let's go with your top 3 picks. So somebody's going to come here to the Speedway. What 3 things would you suggest they do?
Well, not everything is available to you at all times. I mean, the museum, all but 2 days a year, and then for much of the year, you can take a ride around the track in a bus, and that takes about 11 minutes. But that is only available if there's an event going on. Obviously, the buses don't run, and then sometimes if there's heavy snow. Or at least what the Americans would think was heavy snow.
We know differently when it comes to snow.
That's what I was thinking. Hence the little the little line to you. But whenever the track, if there's snow, they won't plow. And visitors say, well, don't they plow the track? No, because it's a very expensive Kentucky rock asphalt base, and also the track is parabolic, so it's just got a very slight. It's not. The banks are not flat. The higher you go, the steeper they go. So the reason for that, explaining that, is that the blades would ruin the track. So for most of the year, probably 200 out of 365 days, you would be able to take that lap around the track. Fewer times per year, there are special grounds tours, and that's more elaborate. The typical lap of the track, you get on, there's a narration, and you're back in 11 minutes. If you take the other extended visits, they stop at several places. You stop on the start-finish line, and you can get off, and the tradition now, which can be traced back to 1996, is to get down and kiss the bricks. I've never done that. I would never be able. I'd never get up if I tried it. And they also take you to the media center. They take you through the garage area, but that's not offered all the time. Okay. Then there's a private outfit close by that has several race cars that have been modified for a second seat. Known appropriately as the two-seaters, and there are a few times per year when rides are available, and you put on a uniform and a helmet and fire retardant socks and everything, and then you get, I think it's 4 laps, and they lap at about 180 miles an hour.
Okay, let's go.
And
you driving? I've had a few drinks already this morning, so maybe you'll man the wheel.
No, you ride behind a professional driver. You don't drive yourself. You ride behind a professional, and it is quite an experience. But that is I don't know, maybe 8-10 weekends per year when that becomes available, and so I suppose those are the main things. And then, I mean, you can come to the grounds. And a lot of people are surprised. There's a golf course here that dates back to 1929, and in fact, the PGA played here several times in the early 1960s. The seniors have been here a few times, and this year, for the first time in the fall, the ladies are coming, the LPGA, for the very first time.
Wow, we have to get going, but 4 holes of the golf course are within the track, though, right?
Yes, that is correct. There's 4 that are in the infield, and then the other 14 are on the outside of the backstretch.
So where can people get more information about this museum and the racetrack? Is there a website that people can check out?
Oh, you're embarrassing me. Oh, yeah, the answer is yes. What are they? I live in the dark ages, and I don't understand what technology.
People can go to our website, indy.jbonair.com, and we'll link people through there. We've got all the pictures from the fun here. So again, it's indy.jbonair.com. This is like race car heaven for a car lover and a race lover.
Absolutely, and you can't guarantee this, but every now and again there'll be a participant in here. A driver will come in with his family, even a current participant or a retired driver, and sometimes they're spotted, and other times, the people are walking around, they have no idea. Hey, the guy that walked by you drove in the Indianapolis 500 8 times.
All right, well, we're going to suit up and we'll get into our car then, all right?
All right, very good.
Donald Davidson, thanks so much for joining us.
Isn't it crazy that you wait for payday, but before you know it, you're strapped for cash again? It's time to stop blowing your money and become a smart spender with the book, The Official Guide to Being an American Cheapskate at cheapskatebook.com. Learn simple ways to cut costs at home every day and during special times of the year. Don't go broke at Christmas. Don't remortgage the house for a fancy vacation. The book is filled with tips to save you money throughout the year. Check out the best-selling book, The Official Guide to Being an American Cheapskate at cheapskatebook.com or on Amazon and iTunes.
Jeremy Bradley here once again live in Indianapolis, Indiana, and you can check out all of the fun at indy.jbonair.com, and our Indy Adventure is brought to you by shopernie.com. Everyone loves a golden retriever puppy. Ernie and his dog-mestic partner, Basil, have the perfect greeting card for your next occasion, whether they're formal in their tuxedos, wearing their Christmas antlers, or just giving you those sad puppy dog eyes. Your message will make people smile. Check out the collection at shopernie.com. That's shopernie.com. And if you love dogs and pets, you might love kids as well. We're at the Children's Museum of Indianapolis here. That was a great segue here. Everybody's giving me thumbs up on that one. We're live here with Dr. Jeff Patchen. Thanks for having us here today.
My pleasure, Jeremy.
Well, we're going to be checking out the Children's Museum, and I understand this is the smallest children's museum in the world, right? No, I'm kidding.
Times a million. Yeah.
Largest children's museum in the world, really?
In the world, yes. And, we're on 29 acres, 30 blocks north of downtown, center of downtown Indianapolis. About 1.3 million visitors a year, in the top 20 of most visited museums in North America, which includes Canada.
Yes, it does. Now, there's... we've got this giant, there's a transformer right in the lobby when I came in.
That's Bumblebee, and it's actually the prop from the original Transformers movie that we acquired at a Hollywood auction. And he's now one of our greeters when you come in the welcome center.
Quite an attraction. And so now, we just had lunch a little while ago. I understand we're going to go dancing a little bit. Is that what's going to happen?
We have a temporary exhibit right now that focuses on dance, but a little bit different than just some costumes and objects related to dancing cases. There are sound stages and floors where you can dance, learn how to dance, everything from traditional folk dances to swing, pop, reggae, country line dancing, you name it.
We're doing line dancing, right? We're going to line dance?
You're on line dancing.
Okay. Well, okay. Take a number, ma'am. So there's the dance. And there's also a pop culture exhibit, too, right?
There is our new area that focuses on pop culture, but kind of a serious approach to multi-generational stories, which is what kind of pop culture is about. That through many generations, what our life today is born of the past, but and reflects what will be coming in the future. So because we've got grandparents coming with grandkids and parents coming with kids, you're looking at 3 generations that grew up with Barbie or with Batman or Hot Wheels cars.
Right. So, yes, Children's Museum, but here I am, 20-something, and I'm having a good time already. I'm excited. And if you're a sports fanatic or even a space fanatic, still something for you here, too.
Absolutely. This 7.5-acre expansion will be one of our largest physically, and it will have 7.5 acres of interactive sports legends experience fun. And it basically is a football environment, baseball environment, basketball environment, hockey, exercise path, running path, 27 holes of Pete and Alice Dye designed miniature golf, and pedal car racetrack, both oval and pedal car drag strip. 2 lanes for kids, 2 lanes for adults. Pacers basketball experience, Colts football experience, USTA 10 and under tennis experience.
So really, there is no excuse for kids to be obese and inactive in this city because they can spend the entire
Indianapolis. You're exactly right, and that's actually the reason we did the exhibit is to try or the whole expansion is to get our arms around health and fitness in an inspiring, fun way, focused on this notion of sports legends.
So people want to check out more information. I know you've got a website and other places that people can take a look.
Absolutely, and I forgot to tell you that we're including hockey.
Well, there we go. We should have opened with that.
We should have. There is an Indy Fuel is our local hockey team, right. And they are our sponsors for the hockey arena outdoors. What you might call street hockey in Canada, but 6 goals for opportunities for shots on goal. And not real ice, however, but a rubberized surface with a kind of a Nerf puck and the like. So it's going to be very cool.
That is street hockey. So again, the website where people can check out more information is
www.childrensmuseum.org.
And we've got all the pictures and the fun because, again, here I am, 20-something, having a good time. We've got pictures on our website, which is indie.jbonair.com. Well, I think we got a dance card to go fill, right?
I think so, and a dinosaur card. You've got to see our dinosaurs and all of that.
And I got to wear Lady Gaga's shoes or something I can do?
Absolutely.
Okay,
they're there.
my first attempt at drag here in Indianapolis, everybody. Again, indie.jbonair.com. Thanks so much for having us here.
You're welcome. Thanks so much, Jeremy.
We hear you chirping. Get scribbling. Tweet up the Scribble at The Scribble Show. Join the discussion with Jeremy Bradley. It's all going down right now on Twitter at The Scribble Show and at thescribbleshow.com.
Jeremy Bradley here once again, live in Indianapolis, Indiana. And of course, our Indie Adventure is brought to you by ShopErnie.com. Everyone loves a golden retriever puppy. Ernie and his dog, domestic partner, Basil, partner, get it? Basil have the perfect greeting card for your next occasion, whether they are formal in their tuxedos, wearing their Christmas antlers, or just giving you those sad puppy dog eyes. Your message will make people smile. Check out the collection at ShopErnie.com. That's ShopErnie.com. And I'm at the Indiana War Memorial with Jason, the tour manager, and, this is something that makes people smile because it's paying tribute to people who have, as we know, made the ultimate sacrifice. And let's just give people just a quick intro as to what they can see and experience here.
Well, the Indiana War Memorial is the crown jewel to the Indiana War Memorial Plaza. It's a 210-foot tall limestone memorial, of course, dedicated to those who served in World War I. The main feature of it that everybody has to see if they come is it's the amazing shrine room. It's 110 feet tall, and it pretty much speaks for itself when you come in. It's hard to do justice in terms of words.
110 feet. Okay, so what fills up that space then?
Air. Now, and a 30-foot tall garrison flag, which is the largest flag that you will see flying above a U.S. Army base. There's also an altar dedicated to those who served in World War I. Around the outside, you will see 40-foot tall Vermont red marble columns and portraits of the 6 commanding officers of the Allied forces in World War I.
And you said going in there, like it's almost a completely different environment, a different atmosphere. It's silent. It's dark. There's some lights in the ceiling, and of course the chandelier you were talking about. And we've got pictures of that on our website at indie.jbonair.com. And across the ceiling, you were saying there's some significance because the states are all named out, right?
Yes, there are 54 stars that line the very top of the. It's about the midpoint of the shrine room. It is a tall room. And each one of those stars does represent a state or territory at the time of U.S. involvement in World War I.
I saw when we came in just looking at the different plaques and pictures, and there's different displays. I know I was reading some information. There's a 9/11 section, and you also have tell people you were mentioning to me before we went on the air about the most photographed area. What's that exhibit?
The most photographed area in our museum. So we have a 30,000 square foot museum dedicated to all military conflicts that Indiana was involved in. The most photographed object would be the Cobra helicopter, a full-size Cobra helicopter that did see action, and we had to bring it in multiple pieces and have the National Guard unit in Shelbyville piece it back together for us.
Are we going to take it up? Is it where we're going to go?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
You also mentioned that we can actually really get a bird's eye view looking out from the front of the building, too.
Yes, from the front of the building, you can actually see the entire plaza. So 4 of the 5 blocks are visible from the steps of the War Memorial, with the 5th block actually behind the War Memorial.
Now, I did a quick count. You can actually get about 1.5 million people out there, right? Is that?
It's close to, I'd say about 1 3/4, but yeah.
You see, everybody, as a Canadian, my political jokes are falling flat since I've been here, as I've learned. I know people are going to want to check out more information about what they can see and do here, so how can they do that?
You can visit the website, which is www.in.gov/IWM.
or indy.jbonair.com, and we'll link people through there.
That's easy.
Thanks so much for having us.
Sounds good. Thank you.
And now back to JB here on the Scribble podcast. So I mentioned at the top, those are prepackaged segments from our radio show that played out earlier this week. And week 2 from Indianapolis includes a visit to the zoo I mentioned earlier, painting with penguins. We're going to check out the city market and go beneath the ground. We're going to go underground to the catacombs. Very spooky and haunting when you're down there. And we're going to wrap things up with a gondola ride through the canal. So thanks to our friends at Visit Indy. One more time, our website is indy.jbonair.com for all of the coverage from Indianapolis. indy.jbonair.com. I'll talk to you same time, same place next week. Thanks for tuning into the Scribble, everybody. Bye-bye now.
Want more Scribble? Check out thescribbleshow.com for past shows, celebrity interviews, cheapskate tips, and more. That's at thescribbleshow.com and on Twitter at The Scribble Show. The Scribble is a speak-free media presentation.
If you want some real heat